Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun, casual, train-based game where you take a train around the world, completing various quests, jobs, moving passengers and cargo around. And I'm somewhere in the mid-30s for episodes at this point. That's my train as it currently configured, going past. And this episode I'm going to do something a little different. Well, I'm going to play the game, but last time around I was in Europe trying to complete the Europe North area, which I have now actually completed by just doing a couple of circuits of it. However, I've moved my train back to the USA because this time around I'm going to go explore Mexico. My train is currently... Apparently I've got a quest available. Oh yes, I've got a quest to make a stop in Helsinki. My train is currently... Oh, let me just add another job to my list. That one will do. My train is currently at El Paso in Texas. And, like I say, I'm going to explore Mexico. Mexico being literally just south of El Paso, Texas. And Mexico has got quite a lot of cities in it. Or stations. So, I'm going to... I don't know how you pronounce that. Juarez is the second part of it, but I have no idea how you pronounce that. But that's where I'm going first. Is a station in Mexico. Mexico has a whole lot of different requirements for resources than the United States has. These are the stuff I've just happened to pick up along the way, but my train is nowhere near full. So off I go into the joys of Mexico, which is 67 miles across the border. The first station I'm going to go to is... because basically, why not? I'm in the mood to do something slightly different. So I thought I'd go to Mexico and go to all the different stations, or not all of them, but a lot of the different stations in Mexico for a little while. So here we are in Mexico. Now, okay, it has a demand of poutine, or cargo demand, or it's 1,000 of it. That's a lot. But unlike the other areas, this one, okay, tomatoes I think are new. It has coffee beans, it has pineapples, it has grapes, it has bananas, and it has corn. I will just buy, at this point, everything in that station. But I also now have a new task list, one of which is serve 1,000 passengers. I need to travel 62,137 miles. I don't know how I've managed to travel 22,129 miles in Mexico. It's possible that my train did that by itself when it was left to go randomly around the world, and it ended up down here, even though I didn't. I've collected 100,000 gold pieces from cars over the time, and I've leveled up 5 cars at some point. So I need to buy 3,000 Mexican cargo, buy or upgrade 30 Mexico stations, travel, as I said, 62,000 miles, and serve a load of passengers. So, I will look at the map, and I will head this sort of direction. So, I'll head down to Mexico City, via whatever route it decides to take me, and get my train moving. And I'll go back to the map. I'm going to Chihuahua next. I need to buy a lot of stations, so I'm looking for the cheapest ones, or the cheaper ones. Apparently they're hard to find. It will cost at least 5,000. There must be some that cost less than that, surely. Maybe not. Cancun is especially expensive. Ah, here's one. Chetumal. Chetumal? Apparently they don't seem to have a lot of cheap stations in Mexico. Oh. Taxco. That's cheap. Acapulco won't be cheap. that one. That one's certainly not. Got a get on her. Oh, good, a cheap station. San Luis Potosi. So apparently they don't like giving you cheap stations to buy in Mexico. At least I'm finding a couple. Tier 1 is definitely not going to be cheap. Rosarito? Paz. Okay, that's pretty much all the cheap stations I've managed to buy. And I've completed a job before I arrived at Chihuahua. I don't know what the job was. Oh, travel X number of thousands of or X number of hundreds of miles. Okay, so now I'm at the marketplace here. It wants salmon. I don't have any salmon, so I will buy the bananas because they're on sale. Nothing else is particularly cheap, so off I go to Monclova. I have now bought 11 out of the 30 stations it wants me to buy in Mexico. I've got a lot of passengers to serve. And because I trekked manually across the United States to get down to Mexico, I did get a lot of experience for all my cars, so they're getting closer to leveling up. If I look at some of the passenger cars, they've still got a couple of thousand experience points to go. There's one over here somewhere that's, yes, almost made it. Needs another 15 experience points and I will be able to upgrade the Skyview car to level 3. And most are still, well, there's one car there that's about 1,000 points, experience points off, making it to the next level, and a bit of money in my caboose. But most are still a couple of thousand experience points off. And Mexico is sizable, but it's small hobs. So I doubt I'll get to upgrade more than one car during my little trip through Mexico. You never know, depending how far I get through Mexico, I might make this two episodes of my trip through Mexico. I don't know if there are any quests that come into this later. It wants cows, I don't have any cows, and I really don't feel like paying that price even for black roof tiles. So we'll go to Solito. Saltillo? Saltillo? I have no idea how you pronounce most of these names. Oh, there's something in the way. A log. Well, some free stuff. I do have a job for collecting free stuff, but I've still got a load to collect cargo from obstructions. I still need another 11 before that job is complete. Most of my jobs are travelling to and from the city to get experience for Lance, my accountant, because the cities are relatively close together, so it's easy to complete those jobs, or faster to complete those jobs than it is travel thousands of miles or collect tons of cargo from obstacles, etc. There may be some photographs down in this part of the world for me to take as well. I hope there are. Okay, this place wants tomatoes. I've got a few of those, and I will buy the chicken, which is going relatively cheap. I don't have a depot down here. My nearest depot is in the western United States. I don't even know if there is actually a depot in Mexico. Let me check the map. Yes, there is. There's a depot right in the middle of Mexico, and it will cost me almost 700,000 to buy it. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. Like I say, Mexico opened up. It's like there's part of Asia has opened up by itself. You just have to get there. Mexico opened up at some point by itself. It wasn't part of the normal quests to open it up, so hence one of the reasons I'm down here. Oh good, I just bought chickens from the last station, so I'll give those the chickens and I'll buy the pineapple. That was Monterey. This is now Quaidad, Victoria? I don't know how you pronounce the first word, but something Victoria. And whilst I'm down here, because my current cruising speed is 199 miles an hour, what I want to do is spend a chunk of money on a speed upgrade, because I want to break the 200 mile an hour cruising speed. And I'll see what that makes my maximum speed now. 254 miles an hour when I have a speed boost. But 203 miles an hour when I'm just cruising. Which is quite nice to break the 200 mile an hour barrier. This wants copper, I've got some of that. And I'll take your cheap grapes. No idea how to pronounce the next one. XALAPA. I don't know how you pronounce Xalpa? Xalalpa? No idea. The pronunciation of a lot of the Mexican cities, towns, locations, is just something I have never really thought about or looked into because I've never been to Mexico. And I am aware of Tijuana, Mexico City, and a couple of other places because they're in the news. But not having grown up in America and considered Mexico a vacation spot, having grown up in Britain for the most part, or Cyprus, Germany, and various other European locations, my vacation spots Tajin. My vacation spots are normally European. At least that's the way I was taught to believe, so I never looked at Mexico. Some people in England did go to Mexico, but they were few and far between. It's like a few people have visited Peru or Brazil or for vacations. And those people are more the exception than the rule in Britain. This place wants carrots, I don't have any. It does have cheap tomatoes, so I will pick them up. And on to Mexico City. Now, of course, I still have a lot of stations I need to buy, so let me find the ones that are going to cost me 5,000. And see if I can pick up a load of those to add to my currently purchased stations. Not be able to pick up too many by the looks of it. Okay, that'll do for the moment, as my train is about to get into Mexico City. And this wants coffee beans. I've got some coffee beans. I now have a load more bananas. And that is my current waypoint, so my next current waypoint is going to be Cancun, which I have heard of because of all the Americans that go down there for vacations. So this is just basically me having a little tour around Mexico, because I haven't been to Mexico in this game or in reality. Now, I was still looking to buy relatively cheap stations. So, Cabo San Lucas, I've actually heard of that as well. It's another vacation place for American tourists. Rosarito, Tijuana I definitely can't afford. Mexicali, Bembecito. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce the first word of these names, so I'm not even going to try. That's Juarez, but I don't know what the first word, how you pronounce the first part of it. That looks like most of the stations I can buy for 5,000, which is taking up a large chunk of my gold. I don't want to spend the There's another one. I don't want to spend 50,000 on a station. Oh, there's another one. There's a station over here that I could buy or upgrade for 10,000, I think. And that looks like pretty much all I'm going to be able to buy for now, which is not enough to complete the task, as I now have 22 out of 30 Mexico stations. I'm going to need a lot more money before I can complete that task. Villahermosa is coming up. Yes, occasionally I can pronounce something, mainly because I've heard it be pronounced in conversation or on a TV show or radio before. This place wants coffee beans. I don't have any, so I'll just buy the on sale, is that bananas? And move on to Campeche. A nice relaxing trip through Mexico. I have no quests to do down here. I have no desire to pick up quests right now. I just want a nice relaxing train ride through Mexico. And my voice to come back. Okay, just coughed and took a drink, so hopefully my voice is now improving. I have actually completed a job. Always nice to know. Make that 2 jobs. I now need more jobs. Oh, to complete another job. What job did I just complete? Means I can now select that job. Okay, go into this city. Oh, sorry, Campeche. It wants meatballs, I think those are. I don't have any of those, so I'll just pick up its on sale tomatoes and move on to Meridia. Now I want to. No, I don't want to go that way. Back round, okay. Yes, it does. When you try and map out a route, it does try and do the shortest route. It would be nice if you could set multiple waypoints, so you could determine exactly which route your train went, all in one shot, or in multiple waypoints, rather than have to keep coming back to the map to set another waypoint when you know that it won't take the route you don't want to go. Again, it wants coffee beans. I don't have any. So head off to Cancun. A job complete, and there's something in the way. A cow. Now I have some coffee beans. No, I don't currently need them. 5,000 for having completed that one. Accept that job. The nice thing about the cities in Mexico, or the stations in Mexico being relatively close together, is that completing the accountancy jobs for Lance's experience is relatively simple. Which is one of the reasons I'm taking lots of those while I'm down here. Okay, this wants pasta, which I don't have. I am, however, willing to sell you my door sensors, just so I can fit some more coffee beans in my train. As they made a slight profit. Excuse me. Now I'm off to, I would pronounce that Chetumal. But I'm Chetumal. I'm not entirely sure on the pronunciation. Oh goody, my Skyview car has leveled up, so I will now upgrade my Skyview car to is max level, level 3. And having done that, I will now replace it with a level 1 car. I have many of them over here which have never been used. That's a cargo car, isn't it? Not a passenger car. The bullet passenger car. Oh, that's the one. The behemoth. Do I have the weight capability to use this? Looks like it. One behemoth passenger car added to my train. Oh, it wants holy water. I don't have any, so I'll buy the cheapest chicken and move on to, no idea, Gutierrez. Well, I've got to upgrade a car, which is always nice. Most of my cars are still going to have around 1500 experience required. At this point anyway. But yes, upgrading Lance, he's got 65 out of 150 points, which is one of the things I was going to mention earlier. With all the jobs he's doing, by the time I come out of Mexico, I'm hoping that'll be closer to 80. Maybe even higher than that. Sophia and her services, she's still 30 points away from leveling up. And Hank is not even halfway of his level. And my voice is going again. Okay, hopefully my voice is a bit better now. I don't know how you pronounce that. Palanque? Happily take the photograph. My logbook, I should have a couple of photographs to collect on. Also, it's like a couple of jobs to collect on. Make that 3. Okay, I'll accept that job just because it pays a decent chunk of money, which I will eventually get. I'll take that one. Here we are, that's whatever Gutierrez. Which would like hockey sticks, strangely enough. Not something you normally associate with a very warm country. Yes, I know they do have ice hockey down in places like Texas. I wasn't aware of it in Mexico, but there again, there's a lot in Mexico I'm not aware of. Maybe they do have ice hockey teams down there. Maybe it's a popular sport. I'm not aware of it. But just because I'm not aware of something doesn't mean it's not my fault for being ignorant. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Set a waypoint for there, which is Tepic. That will do nicely. I meant to visit. No. Just travel a certain distance, buy upgrade stations, buy cargo, and serve passengers. It's not one of these places I need to visit X number of places in Mexico or X number of stations. And this will, once I complete the Mexican area, it'll make all the Mexican tasks. In theory, will open up the Middle East upper area. Give me a new factory, 50,000 in gold, and give me access to a new depot, which was going to cost me, as I said, 700,000 to actually purchase. Oh, okay, they want sheep. I've actually got a few of those. They do seem to sell a lot of black roof tile down here, which I assume is used for constructing stations at some point. I'm not sure I want to buy a load of black roof tile. At least I know where to come if I need some. As I'll head to Acapulco. In fact, I will set the waypoint to one station past Acapulco. And once I get to and leave Acapulco, I will end the episode as time is moving on. No, it's just a nice little jaunt around Mexico. As my trains are now about 1,500 points away from their next level. My speed is now, my cruising speed is now 203 miles an hour. Anything real close? Well, that one's real close because it's just been added to the train. They're still a way away. That one's 700 away. Just grab the money out of there. So sometime when they've got about another 1,500 experience points, I'm going to be replacing probably about a dozen of my train cars. Well, that'll probably be a couple of episodes away. Oh, okay, I'm guessing I have just served 1,000 passengers in Mexico, which is nice. That's another Mexican task complete. And completed one job. Find another one I want to do. Serve 10 passengers in Mexico, that'll be easy. Alrighty, so this is Acapulco. It wants paper, I don't have any. I will pick up the cheap coffee beans, because somebody's about to want coffee beans eventually. I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody want peanuts. I'm not sure if I've seen somebody want coffee beans, but all these resources, or most of them I imagine somebody is going to want eventually. And that's where I'm going to end this episode as I leave Acapulco. Just check to see if there's a photo opportunity on the way out of town, because we've all heard of Acapulco. Doesn't look like there's going to be a photo opportunity on the way out of town. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed the change of pace of not trying to complete quests and just having a nice little jaunt around Mexico. And hopefully I will see you down the track for more of Tiny Rails in the near future. Have a great day. Cheerio.